This one was scary, and that right there, I just knew, I was like, Lord, I can't, my family needs me.
Ian Alls, a minister, had already had 2 heart attacks that almost killed him. Then at 53 years old, he had a stroke.
That stroke took a big toll on me. It was a lot. I was really praying, Lord, keep him, because Christina and Grace, they need their dad.
Even then, the couple had faith that God would carry them through.
I still have to believe God that he's a healer.
For Ian and Janella, that faith lesson didn't come out of their years in ministry. It came in the hardest of trials. It started when their middle child, 8-year-old Rachel, was diagnosed with bone cancer in 2004. As always, the family went to God in prayer, believing in healing despite the doctor's words.
He literally told me, he said, there's nothing we can do to stop this. But I know God is bigger, and we just kept believing God.
Despite years of chemotherapy and even an amputation, Rachel continued to decline. Friends, family, and church members continued to pray for a miracle. Their miracle never came. In 2008, at 12 years old, Rachel lost her battle with cancer. That week shattered Ian's faith.
Watched her take her last breath. And I was so angry that I punched a hole in the door.
I just had to be by myself and just get it out, just cry. I felt that we did everything that we were supposed to do. We fasted, we prayed, we fought, we stood. Truly believe.
I stopped praying. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to read the Bible. I felt like it was my fault, that this happened. I felt like I was a failure. And I felt that my faith had failed. And it was like, I just felt like I didn't do something right.
Anguished, Ian thought he'd never serve the Lord again and considered leaving his position at his church. His senior pastor, David Forbes of Columbus Christian Center, came alongside them.
I did not see that type of fake hyper faith, like all is well and we're great. No, Pastor, I'm going through. This is tough right now. This is hard. I had my face in God's arms as well, like show me and help me to show and to demonstrate how to walk through this.
As for Janella, she refused to give up on her husband or their calling.
I thank God for my wife, because I told her I don't want to do this anymore. And she was just like, I can't do this by myself, And so that right there just let me know that, okay, there's still people dependent on me.
Despite his doubts and shattered faith, Ian decided to press on in ministry for years while trying to come to terms with his daughter's death. Then in 2017, he had a heart attack that almost killed him. 2 years later, he had another. By then, his and Janella's faith had started to take a turn.
I just had to believe God. I tried not to go by what I saw, and I just really tried to just depend on God's word.
Then again in 2021, Ian almost lost his life when he had a stroke. It was then he realized that after years of loss, pain, and doubt, he emerged with something deeper than survival. The Lord had restored his faith.
The Lord had to sit me down. He just told me, he said, it didn't surprise me. It didn't catch me by surprise what happened, And he told me, he said, you got to walk by faith and not by sight. It doesn't change who he is.
Ian also found peace, knowing Rachel had always been in God's loving arms. Today, Ian, Janella, and their family are still serving in ministry. Their message to those walking through a crisis of faith?
Just take one day at a time. When I see what God has done for Ian, God is definitely who he says he is, but sometimes things don't just happen like that. And I think that's where your faith comes in.
It's impossible to be in this earth and not have your faith challenged. Watching Ian walk through the test of his daughter, and then a health challenge, and then a health challenge, and then a health challenge, what I saw was the emergence of an actual faith champion. Each of those tests produced a stronger version, kind of like IN 2.0, IN 3.0, IN 4.0.
I think in every season as you go through, he's teaching you something. Faith is not a light switch. You know, you don't just, okay, I don't need faith. Now I need faith. You can't just do that, even when things don't go our way. I want people to know that God is still real. God still loves you. He still is a healer. He's the great I am. You know, that's who he is. He is who he is.